Hey guys, and welcome back to Misha's Corner. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make delicious mashed potatoes with bacon gravy for your holiday table. So let's get into it. Alright, so today I'll be using red skin potatoes, but use the one you prefer. But if you see the red ones, get the red ones. And those are some of the other ingredients in the back. I always start my potatoes in cool water. I just turn the stove on. It's not hot nor boiling, and it just cooks quicker. I also put down in here a bunch of garlic. We're going to use a whole lot of garlic in this recipe. Added some salt and allowed that to cook. While that's cooking, let's make the cream mixture that's going to be used to mash the potatoes. This is heavy cream, some fresh thyme. Y'all do not leave out the fresh thyme. You need to go get your fresh thyme a week before. Okay, don't leave it out. I added some more garlic. Of course, the sauce will, not sauce, but the cream mixture will be strained out. I also added 6 tablespoons of butter. Potatoes need butter. It is the holiday season. Put the butter, okay? So once this gets nice and simmered for about a minute or two, just to get the butter melted and the thyme fragrant through the milk, through the heavy cream, then you want to set that to the side. Now let's work on the gravy. So right here, I'm adding some bacon. I'm going to cook this bacon down. I started it on a cold skillet because I wanted to see if it was going to give me a lot of, oil, fat. And, but it didn't do much. So I added a little piece of butter in there to get it going and get it all loosey-goosey. And you want to get this bacon nice and crispy. This gravy took me a little longer to make because it's coming all the way from scratch. I don't have any turkey drippings, the neck, the liver, kidney, all the stuff. I have nothing. So I'm showing you guys how to make it completely all the way from scratch. The bacon section, if you don't want to use bacon, you can use the parts of the turkey, meaning the neck, the liver, kidney, all that stuff. That's what you would do in this step if you're not using bacon. Once you remove that meat or the bacon, then you're going to add onion, garlic, and banana peppers. Don't start with me. Just start buying banana peppers and keeping them in the house in the back of the closet somewhere. Pull it out when needed. But that's what I'm using today, okay? So I'm going to cook this down, and you want to really cook this down because the more you cook things down, the more of a nice color your gravy will have. So don't just, make it translucent. Like, cook it down, like sear it so that all the drippings, everything is going to help make the gravy have like that nice brown, amber color. So once I get my veggies nice and brown like I do here, I'm putting 2 tablespoons of flour. Yes, that's a 2 tablespoons. I think I meant to say something smart when I was making this recipe as to why I showed that spoon, because why would I do that? Anyway, I'm going to mix this up, and you want to cook the flour out for a good 5 minutes, okay? And then you're going to add your broth, your chicken broth. I'm doing one heavy swirl around because, you want to get the lumps, the bumps, the flour, everything nice and loosey-goosey before you add the rest of the broth. Remember, all ingredient measurements will be in my description box. Make sure you guys check it out. If you like this recipe or want, make it for your family, don't forget to save it, share it with your friends and family, and we're going to get into it. So next, I'm going to add the rest of the broth down in here, and now I'm going to season this up. By the way, and I'm not even kidding, this mashed potato and gravy recipe was just so delicious, and I hope someone tried it. I always say this. But now I'm going to season this up with McCormick garlic, herb, salt, and pepper, as well as McCormick Montreal seasoning. Down in here, excuse me, y'all, I have the hiccups, and yeah. And I'm also going to add some black pepper down in here and mix this up. I'm not using tons and tons of seasoning. It does have banana peppers, it has garlic. Banana peppers do have some sodium on them. So this is why I season at the end to make sure, I'm not overdoing it. While that's simmering on medium low, and now I'm going to make the mashed potatoes, okay? First of all, I didn't know the fresh thyme would come out like that in the cream. Y'all, I'm not even kidding. If you make it for Thanksgiving, please come back and tell me how it went with you and your family, because I'm not kidding. It's good. If you don't like black pepper, use white pepper, some more of that garlic, herb, salt, and pepper mix, and some sour cream, a big old dollop of sour cream. And now I'm just going to mash, mash, mash. I did not pour all of the milk mixture at once. I poured half. I want to see where I'm at, and then I'm going to add the rest of it. And I suggest that y'all do that as well. Y'all know food depends on climate, state, city. They all be acting a little different, okay? So add half, mix it in. You want it more loosey-goosey like me, because I added the rest of it. Add it in there. And as you can see, it turned out perfect. Okay, because why wouldn't it? Hello, Misha's Corner. No, but seriously, look at this mashed potato. Like, I'm not kidding. And also, don't make your mashed potatoes super stiff, y'all. Because remember, it has to sit on that table. And as it sits, it's going to, soak up and, dry out. So now to finish the sauce, I added some fresh thyme for the next 5 minutes. And I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to strain your gravy. And if you're actually making this recipe and making it at home, when you strain it, you could put it back in the pot and keep it on the stove so it can stay warm. You don't have to leave it in a bowl or whatever you strain it into. You can also reheat it. As you can see, my gravy is not super thick, super gloppy, and that's no shade. I'm not being funny. I just keep in mind things that bother me on Thanksgiving, okay? Like, example, the mashed potatoes, they're not usually cold when I go to someone's house, but they're super thick and heavy because, they make it to the perfect consistency, but once you put it on the table, it's a mess. Same thing with the gravy. Don't make a super gloppy, thick gravy. It has to sit. It's gonna be too thick, then you look like you're picking up like I don't know. So this is why I make it to this consistency. However, if you do not like this consistency, all you have to do is keep reducing it. That's it. Don't add nothing else. Whew, somebody ain't gonna listen. Don't add nothing else. Just keep reducing it. Do you see this? This is a hot, fresh gravy straight off the stove. Hot. Okay? You need to make it this way so that when you put it on the table, or by the time you go brush your hair and get cute for your guests, it'll be the perfect consistency. Okay? All right. But this is what it looks like. Look at the bacon, the fresh thyme, the colors. How pretty is this? Thank y'all for watching. I love you for your support. Don't forget to check out my description box, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Bye.